In the last month or so, my inbox has been flooded with so many of you asking me to review fragrances from this house. Seriously, truckloads of comments. It's a fragrance house from Dubai and an offshoot of one of my favorite Middle Eastern brands, Rasasi. This brand is called Rayhaan, and it's actually a brand that I've tried way before this whole hype started. As soon as I found out that this is a new brand, part of Rasasi, even more budget option, I was intrigued. The packaging looked fantastic online. The pictures, the ads, they really looked good. So, I had high hopes from this, and at least I wanted to try it. Now, the problem is they don't have their own store. And they don't even use Rasasi stores, which are all around the place over here. So I had to actually do some hunting because I didn't want to buy them online. I wanted to try, which ones are the best, pick those, and then do reviews on only those fragrances. But Nixon, you have done no reviews on them. That's because I wasn't impressed. I got to try 3 or 4 of them, and they weren't bad. They were decent at the price that they're selling it at, but nothing worth talking about and not something I would personally buy for myself. There's one which is an Aventis clone, but honestly there are many others. There are many better options if you're looking for an Aventis clone, even at that price point. Another one I tried had that stronger with you DNA in it, but think of like a lighter, more transparent, like a cheaper version of that. But I still continue getting a request from you guys for me to review this brand, especially one fragrance. It's called Ocean Rush. So let's talk about it. Ocean Rush. Now, a lot of you seem to be really curious about this one, and let's first start by having a look at the official notes from their website. Actually, let's skip the notes because they clearly have it wrong on their website. I think they copy pasted notes for another fragrance because it's very different from what I can smell. I'll show you the notes on the page. They've listed a whole lot of notes that I really don't get from this fragrance. There's artemisia, cinnamon, geranium, civet, honey, leather, and there's none of that in this fragrance. So it looks like a genuine mistake. I'm not saying that they're trying to fool you with those notes. It looks like a genuine mistake. They've copy pasted the wrong notes. I'll tell you what my nose catches. So in the top notes, you'll get some mandarin orange, some sort of citrus with marine accords. Then in the mids, there's something green. Think, I don't know, rosemary, basil, something like that, but very light. Plus some sort of a metallic element as well. So think aromatic metallic for the mids, and a simply musky, woody men's aquatic cologne, like very generic base for this one. So you'll get most of that in the dry down. Now, you've definitely smelled this before. There's nothing unique here, and I'm not expecting anything unique for the price that this is available at. It's around 55 dirhams here in Dubai, and that is, say, around $15, roughly $15 equivalent. So excellent price point, I have to say that, but it does also smell like a $15 fragrance. So what you pay is what you get with this one. But I must say that they've done a really good job with the look of the bottle. This really looks nice, and all of them actually look pretty good. I especially have to give them points for this Arabic calligraphy at the back. Beautifully done. The blue and white looks really nice. However, and I don't mean to be nitpicking, but I'm being honest here, it is quite cheap. This is a cheap feeling bottle, and all this, the print and all also comes off. Now, if you're wondering, Nixon, you don't like this fragrance too much, it's not your cup of tea, then why have you put such a big dent in the bottle? I'll tell you, I haven't. So it's sold out everywhere. The people are going crazy with the hype of this one, even here in the UAE. So it's sold out on their website. It's sold out with every other store. The first store that I tried it also doesn't have it anymore. So what they did is they sold this half a bottle, less than half a bottle of tester to me. This is a tester that they sold me for, I think around, I won't complain, I think around 10 or 20 dirhams. But again, like I said, does really look good if it's on your, if you keep it as part of your collection. Look wise, it does the job. Also the other ones, there are a couple of other ones that come with like a leather covering outside. Those look better than this. It's for leather, but it looks and feels good, those. But these caps, the spray and all that, once it's in your hand, you know that it's cheap. But again, think of the price point, $15, 55 dirhams. So you really can't be expecting too much at that price. Now, I've also read rumors online, you could say, that these have been created, especially this one has been created by master perfumer Alberto Morillas. Now, if you're into perfumes, collection and all of that, you already know who I'm talking about. But I don't see it officially mentioned anywhere. It's not on their website. They don't talk about it on their social media. Even other websites that sell this don't really mention Alberto Morillas. Now, it's not on Fragrantica as well yet. So, on Fragrantica, you'll always see the nose behind a fragrance, the perfumer. So there's no Alberto Morillas there as well. So we can't really be sure if, this claim is true or not. But this fragrance in particular, not the rest of the line, this one in particular does smell like an Alberto Morillas creation. But it definitely lacks the finesse. It's the same style, it's not the same quality. I mean, I'm not saying that because this is a budget fragrance, because he's created so many, like he does fragrances for Zara recently, he's done a few of them, and for that price point, the quality is really good. And he's created good cheapies, like off the top of my head, I can think of CK1, imagine the price point you get it at. This is not even that quality, the blending and all of that in that, even though it's super cheap fragrance, even though it's something that you smell everywhere, is slightly higher than this one. So that Alberto Morillas finesse is missing here. To my nose, this smells like, I've tried it a couple of times, it smells like alcohol for the first for the first 5 minutes, you could say. It's a strong alcohol blast, and I don't know, it's a mishmash. It's slightly chemical feeling. First couple of minutes at least, and then once it settles down, it's like every blue aquatic sea breeze kind of fragrance that you will come across. To my nose, I think, and I haven't checked this out yet, but to my nose, it fits somewhere in that Acqua di Gio Profondo lights, Polo Blue. Think of Polo Blue and think of Acqua di Gio Profondo. Those kind of fragrances, seawater, fresh bergamot, mandarin up top, then some herbal aromatic elements like basil, rosemary, or something green, like green notes, tarragon maybe. And there's a very metallic, not tinge, I was going to say tinge, but there's a metallic feel to this right from the start all the way till it dries down, which is not long. I'll talk about the longevity. And in the base, there's this very generic musk and maybe vetiver, but yeah, maybe light vetiver, but think of generic musk, ambroxan kind of feel in the dry down. So a couple of you messaged me, and these are more recent message actually, where they said, you really have to try it. You have not done Rayhaan yet, and it's this one, Ocean Wave, is supposedly a hybrid of Prada L'Homme and with Dolce & Gabbana's light blue or intense. I actually don't, maybe Dolce & Gabbana's light blue or intense, yeah, I can understand why that comparison is being made, but it's nothing like it, I mean, or intense is one of my favorite fragrances. I mean, it's aquatic, it's got seawater, it's got some mineral feel and all of that, but really it's not close to that. And Prada L'Homme, I don't think it is anything like it. There's absolutely no iris, or there's no iris. It doesn't smell to my nose. I'm sorry, maybe you're catching it differently, but to my nose, it's nothing like Intense or Prada L'Homme. Maybe a couple of people who messaged me read it somewhere, so they probably just wanted me to check, but I honestly don't get it. Maybe on paper or something it's a little different, but no, I don't think it's like those two fragrances. So I would say, who is this made for? This is good for a college student who wants something blue, wants something safe, isn't too much into perfumes, who is on a very tight budget. They want something that is less than 50 dirhams, less than $25, around the 1,000 rupee mark, then they'd be happy with this. But again, you get what you pay for. You're paying 50 dirhams for it, you're paying that $25 for this one, and you shouldn't be paying more. Don't pay more than $25, don't pay more than 50 dirhams, don't pay more than 1,000 rupees for this. It's not worth it, guys. Like I said, you get what you pay for. You pay that price, you'll be happy, it's decent at that price. But I personally think that if you up your budget by just $10 or $15 more, you can get much better stuff from Rasasi, Armaf, Afnan, even Latafa and Paris Corner. Having said that, I must say that this is completely a matter of taste. It's not my kind of fragrance. I'd rather pay a little more and get something better. Even at this price point, I think there are much better fragrances. But if you like it, if you've tried it and it's your cup of tea, it does what you want it to do, it smells good to you, you're enjoying it, don't let a fat YouTube reviewer tell you what to do. You buy it, you enjoy it, yeah? Let's talk about the performance of this one now. So longevity for me is around the 4 to 5 hour mark on my skin, which is respectable for a freshie. But considering the price, I must say that you could always respray. Projection is best in the first 30 minutes for me. And then you have to also give it that first 5 minutes to settle down. So don't forget that. And it projects in that 30 minutes. The best projection it gets is a couple of feet around you. Sillage is a little more intimate, I would say. Doesn't really linger around you too much. It stays a little closer to you. But like I said, if you are going heavy on the sprayer, maybe it will give you a slightly better performance or slightly better projection, and the sillage will be a little better. I do around 8 to 10 sprays of this one, maybe 8 sprays, not 10. Let me think. Yeah, around 8 sprays of this one, and that's the results that I spoke about is for 8 sprays. But if you're an oversprayer, if you want to go 20 sprays with this, maybe it'll give you better performance, but I don't think so. So it looks like this brand, Rayhaan, is created to to cater towards a very different audience. The ones that don't leave reviews on Fragrantica, they don't do too much research on a fragrance before they buy. They'll watch a reel or a TikTok, and if someone says, oh, this is amazing, they'd go and pick it up. Us frag heads in general won't like it. I mean, we'll know that this is lower quality, we'll smell it and we won't give it a second thought. In terms of quality, it's quite evident that this is a notch lower, maybe a couple of notches lower than Rasasi. I mean, it's priced lower than Rasasi, right? And they're being completely fair with that, with the quality that they're providing you at that price point. Because of course, why would they want to cannibalize the market they already have with Rasasi? So if they're giving you Rasasi quality at lower prices, you would buy Rayhaan, you won't buy Rasasi, right? So think of this as Rasasi's younger brother, targeted towards college students, targeted towards those who aren't into fragrances and are just looking for something cheap that does the job for a few hours. To wrap it up, the pros for this fragrance and the house as well: price is excellent. You get 100 ml in all their fragrances and they look great. Look wise, they've done a great job. And for the cons, the quality isn't the best. It's decent, but if you pay just slightly more, you could get something that's much better. I found it also lacking in the performance department, so that's another con. So that's it. If you still have questions about these fragrances and all those people who've been asking me, I hope you watch it and don't give me lesser views, because I've actually gone out and searched this like crazy only to find this tester with one of them, pay like 20 bucks, picked it up. I wore it for a couple of days and thought, chalo, let's do a video on it. So let me know what you think about it. If you've already bought it, if you enjoy it. I'm not saying that everyone should not enjoy it or everyone will be unhappy with the quality. If you enjoyed, you've bought it, or if you've bought it and it didn't live up to your expectation, let me know in the comments. And until next time, keep smelling amazing.